Welcome to Magic Arcanum. I'm Ryan Gomez. Behind the scenes is Nicole Burdick, and we're so glad you're here because it's story time. In the story for Strixhaven, the main bad guy is Extus, and his whole thing is that he's trying to awaken the Blood Avatar and use it to take control of the school of Strixhaven. He, of course, fails, and we'll talk about why in a second, but could he have won if he had used different tactics? Before we look at how, let me invite you to check out Into the AM using my link down in the description below. They have a fantastic line of t-shirts in basics, solid colors, like today I'm wearing the Blood Avatar red basic tee, but they also have great graphic art t-shirts as well. You can get those shirts in bundles and save a little bit that way. I picked up red, black, and green for my bundle of basics. Got a little Jund thing going on here, but you can get whatever your favorite shard or wedge is and always be dressed appropriately for FNM or Commander Night. So yeah, you just survived a global pandemic, and you kind of owe it to yourself to get some new threads, right? You can't be going out into the world wearing the same thing you had on last year. That's ridiculous. So pick up some Into the AM shirts. It does help support the channel. Nicole and I really appreciate it. They've got some really cool graphic art designs. They got some spooky skeletons. They got this cool sea serpent looking guy. I might grab that one myself. Anyway, take a look using that link in the description, and later in this video, I'll tell you how you can enter for a chance to win a $25 gift card for Into the AM, so stay tuned for that. Okay, let's take a look at my Flavor Win deck for Extus, which I'm calling Oriq Recruitment. So Extus's biggest mistake is that he put all of his eggs into one basket. He was so hung up on awakening the Blood Avatar, he did not make great use of all the other assets available to him, and that Blood Avatar, as we know, was easily overtaken by Rowan and Will Kenrith. So not a great strategy, but if he had diversified his tactics a bit and made better use of the Aurics themselves, he might have been in a better position to win the engagement. So that is what I'm trying to do with this deck. We are going to drop the Blood Avatar plan entirely and instead focus on what Extus and the Oriq can do and do well, starting with his Magecraft trigger, which is, whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, return target non-legendary creature card from your graveyard to your hand. And what kind of creatures are we trying to bring back? Well, we're going to look for things that could be found on Arcavios, although these are not exactly from the Strixhaven set, but things like Acquisitions Expert, an expert thief who's going to get in there and disrupt our opponent's hand. The Oriq used people like this to try and steal books out of the Biblioplex. We know that from the story, so this feels like a good flavor fit. We also have the Elder Fang Disciple, kind of doing the same idea, attacking our opponent's hand. And there are elves on the plane of Arcavios, although I think they're all green, but we could imagine one bending to the will of the Oriq and joining their team. We're also going to bring back maybe the Demon's Disciple, or possibly the Archfiend's Vessel. We know demons do exist on Arcavios. We've seen them before. I used some in the Liliana Witherbloom deck I did recently. And we do have a slight reanimation package in here thanks to Inscription of Ruin, which will let us potentially make a 5/5 demon, although that's not really our main game plan. Our win condition is hopefully going to be the Enemy of Enlightenment, a enchantment demon from Theros, not something that you would necessarily find on Arcavios, but we could say that maybe by tapping into the mystical archives, Extus is able to summon this guy to fight on his behalf. So he gets -1/-1 for each card in our opponent's hands, but we're going to be trying to empty that hand out, and we have to discard a card at the beginning of our upkeep. Not a huge problem because we can get most of our creatures back thanks to Extus's own ability. So that is our game plan. We are going to attempt to attack our opponent's hand and symbolically dismantle their mastery of knowledge and magic and all those things, just like Extus wanted to do in the story. But instead of putting everything into just the single Blood Avatar, we are hoping to overwhelm our opponent with a Ocean's 11 style team of experts in their respective fields. Will this work? Well, in testing, it's been doing pretty good. I don't really know how well it's going to do here today. We're going to jump into some games, and we're going to see if Extus could have won in his plan to take over the school, by using a more spread out approach rather than going all in on that blood avatar. Let's see how he does. All right, here we go with Oriq recruitment. We've got some early action, a lore mage, good mix of lands. I think we're going to keep this. See if we can recruit some of these brilliant minds into the Auric. And we'll start off with an Archfiend's Vessel. All right, our opponent is Cutie Pie XOXO. Clearly trying to trick us into letting our guard down. All right, so do we go straight with Humiliate? I kind of like that. We get to see what their hand is. We get to see what they're up to. We get to turn this into a 2/2 with lifelink. Aha, okay, so mono white. I see, all right, what do we need to get rid of out of this? Probably Clarion Spirit, so they don't just start flooding out with tokens. I guess if that was their only creature, oh, of course they would draw another one. That's swell. All right, do we can flunk get that? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards left in hand. So yes, you're gone. And hey, look at that! That's a flavor win for the Oriq. I count that, right? That counts. Okay, Oriq recruitment. Here we are. We've got some lands. We have Extus himself. And some other good cards. I think we can keep this. We are playing against Carl 1983. Great year. We'll start with our Snarl here, but we will decline to show them we have another land in hand because we don't have any turn 1 play. So we will keep that information to ourselves. They are going to open up with the Jungle Hollow, gain a life. And we're going to start attacking their hand with the Elder Fang Disciple. See what we can grab. Ooh, Call of the Death Dweller. Alright, so we have maybe a black-green little reanimator kind of thing going on here. Although why you would not discard a small creature to bring back instead of that, I don't know. But we can hit them for 1 and then run out our other Disciple. Excellent additions to the Oriq. Whatever. It's all for fun. Alright, this time we grabbed Life Goes On. This is an interesting deck, opponent. What are you up to? Radiant Fountain? Okay, so a little life gain theme to go with their Blood Researcher. I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. Do we just straight up kill that thing? I think we could just put down our War Mage. And so this has Menace, so when it attacks, we will probably block it with everyone. Maybe just the 2 small. Yeah. And a Witherbloom Apprentice, one of my favorite cards in Strixhaven. Alright, so I am fine double blocking this because we are probably going to get those back with Extus here in a couple minutes. And we're not attacking with our 3/3. We're going to keep him and probably at the end of the turn use him to load up something into our graveyard. Or we just will straight up block this guy. Do they have a... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ah, great. They're giving him Death Touch. Okay. So I should have blocked with my first striking Extus, but I didn't really want to risk him. Alright, so let's put... What do we want in our graveyard? I think we want Cling to Dust. We'll take that. Yep. 4/4, but Death Touch. This one all the way up to a 5/5. Oh my god. Oh, alright. Opponent with all the tricks. So now we are not going to be getting stuff back with Extus. Okay. We'll just wait and probably instant speed hit their researcher. Get that out of here. Alright. I was afraid of like a village rights or something, but they don't have it, so... Alright, so now we actually are not in terrible shape. Do we use Cling to Dust to exile something and gain some life, or draw a card? Or do we just use the Tome? Or do we use Biblioplex? Let's do that. Yeah, we can put that right into our hand. I'd like to wait until we have a creature, but I also don't want them to be playing stuff on their turn. Sure, gain life. Fine. Great. I'm happy for you. Alright, 32 to 9. And they are going to kick a Null Priest. But not... They have no creatures to bring back. Alright, so opponent with the mana flex on me. Description, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Alright, so we have 5, 6, we have 7 mana, which means we get to kick this. We get to, well, we'll make them discard. They don't have anything to discard. We'll destroy something. Yeah, target an opponent. Bring back one of our disciples. And then kill their apprentice. Alright, maybe that was not the blowout that we needed it to be, but baby steps. Oh, another apprentice. Fantastic. Alright, this has menace, so I guess we're not trading for that either. At least we can make sure we're not drawing that swamp. Alright, Remorse doesn't really help us here. I think we're just gonna straight up draw again. Oh, we draw that swamp. Alright. So Cling to Dust. If it's a creature, gain 3. Otherwise, draw a card. So I think we'll gain some life here. Exile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, Castle Loch-Twain. I think we'll just take the 4. Oof. And we will use the Tome to draw another card, get some life, get ourselves out of the danger zone. Yet another land, just what we want to see. And we'll use the Acquisitions Expert. We'll get to see what this last card is. Hopefully something we can make him discard. So is it worth using Remorse to empty our hand so we can then start using Biblioplex again? I guess it is. Like, oh yeah, we can also use it on their graveyard. We don't have to make them discard a card out of their hand. I don't know how much of these they're ever going to use again, but whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Put that in the graveyard. Yes, please. And then no attacks. We're going to keep these to block the Menace. Lifelink. Oof. Alright, opponent has plenty of life to feed into Castle Loch-Twain. Do not know if we can get the upper hand here on this one. This is going to be tough. Do we even have any creatures in our graveyard to really help us? Not really. So first we get the Expert out. See what they're trying to hold on to. Veto! Well, I'm happy to get rid of that. And then we'll use Biblioplex. Put that in the graveyard. No attacks. So we've got 5 cards total. And in order to cling to dust again, we need one more card down there. Well, guess what? We're about to get another card down there. Alright, that gets us 3 more life, and it prevents them from Call the Death Dwellering that back. Hey, now we've got some Demon Might on our side. Happy for that. And we'll put a Flunk in our hand. Okay, okay, this could be the start of the comeback for the Oriq. They didn't draw an answer right away. They have to go digging for it. But they got there. Okay. Okay. Alright, yep, and then the Scorpion. Is that it? Just the Scorpion. So do they have the Death Touch spell again? Nope, they're just gonna Village Rites it. Okay. Alright, well, I was feeling pretty good about our chances with the demon on our side, but now we are not looking so great. And they like whatever their top card is. They're going to keep it. Alright. Well, we're going to take away the Null Priest. That's good. And then we're going to flunk that guy. And then we're going to go digging for more cards. Yes, we will move our other Snarl to the graveyard. No attacks. Another Blood Researcher. Perfect. This is a pretty long, drawn-out fight for the Oriq here, who tend to do better with short bursts of overwhelming superiority. I do not know if we can fight our way through a grindy black-green graveyard deck. Well, again, the key remains emptying our hand so we can keep using Biblioplex. And we'll give up our little disciple. Try and find another removal spell. Alright, 31 cards left. Surprised opponent has only hit one Radiant Fountain so far. Like, where's the rest? They're also halfway through their deck. Ooh, we get to try and humiliate them. They're going to gain life in response. Alright. And then that leaves us with just the land. We do get to put our counter on somebody. And we can still... Ooh, perfect. Perfect. Now that we know they don't have like a Snakeskin Veil or something in their hand. Alright. I don't want to say we've stabilized or anything so dramatic as that, but 3 creatures on the board to their none. And they have a way of drawing cards like we do, but theirs costs them life and ours doesn't. Well, let's see if they want to trade this guy off for the 4-2. They do take that trade. Interesting. So we get our Extus. And then we can even cling to dust, but we don't have enough to cast whatever we pick back up. So I think we'll just Biblioplex again. yeah, we can take back our demon. Ah. So what's the scariest thing they have down here still? The apprentices? Because those triggers are brutal. Alright. Scorpions are also dangerous. Curious they have not played the fountain, though. Maybe they're saving it for when they have a researcher out? Okay, they have Veto back. And then they gain life, and whenever they gain life, I lose life. Oh no! So I think first we have to start with a cling. And we need to get a creature to gain some life. So we will get that scorpion. Exile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. He's probably going to give up the scorpion, which is going to be 2, and then Vito's going to make it be another 2. We're down to just 1. No attacks. Oh boy. Opponent with a blood researcher. And Immortality Spear. Oh, is this it? So I can attack with Vito. I can block him. He doesn't have enough to give him lifelink. And he doesn't have enough to kill both creatures. So I think he's counting on me not having anything to block his menace creature next turn. But we will. We can also cling to dust again. Do we have enough to do Extus and cling to dust? We have exactly 6 cards, so we won't get anything back with Extus. But I think we need the life anyway. Where's Vito? There he is. Don't think we want them getting that back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And no attacks because we need both blockers for the Menace Blood Researcher. They drew another Veto. I love this game. Love Magic. Love it, love it, love it. Opponent always seems to get exactly what they need. Okay. So to give the Blood Researcher lifelink, which means they're going to gain at least 2 life, and then Vito's going to make us lose 2 life. For sure. But she doesn't have Death Touch. Or actually, right now, our first strike is going to kill that. They gain no life. Haha. Ha ha ha. And now we can use our Disciple, sacrificing himself to take out their Veto. And we can even run out a demon. Alright. Haven't seen anything with haste come out of their deck yet, so I'm not worried about that. Land. Scorpion. Those are still just as dangerous. A third Veto! Wow! Wow. Land. No help. Biblioplex. Dogged Pursuit. Oh, man. I kind of want to keep that. Kind of want to keep it. Alright. Well, let's just get them for 5. I think they're under their starting life total for the first time this whole game. Why can't they ever draw back-to-back lands? Why do they always find something? Give it lifelink. Sure. So if I just take the one, then I lose another one. Alright. So Dogged Pursuit might help cushion our life total just enough. Ooh, do I want a second copy? So I guess I'm dead anyway, right? Because if he just gives all these guys lifelink, then he gains 3, and then I lose. But maybe he didn't think of that. He thought of it. Oh, this was such a close game. And welp. Yeah, this one was really, really close. I mean, I say it was really close. It's 19-1, but I feel like our deck put up a pretty good fight, and if we had drawn maybe just a little differently, we could have pulled that one together, but let's try one more. All right, let's try this one out. We've got some lands, some early action, and a pretty expensive creature without much coming out before that, so we're going to kind of have to hope that we draw well. And our opponent's going to get to take a look and rob us of something. Probably our own Humiliate? That's what I would take. Thinking about it. There you go. Okay. Oops. Alright, so double flunk, Pursuit, and a Lore Mage, of which we can only cast the first 2 cards. Opponent has a Sanctum deck, or maybe just a mono black with just the Sanctum in here for some life gain and drain. Come on, 33 Lotto. There you go, 3rd swamp. Hunted Nightmare. Opponent gets a Death Touch counter. We don't have any creature to put it on. Alright, so this is -7, but it's minus the cards that they have, so it'd be -4, so it's not enough to kill that with just a 5. But just in time, we draw our Demon's Disciple, which will make both of us sacrifice our creatures. Pretty fair trade. Well, this is going to start to hurt, but we can cancel it out with our own Pursuit. So let's do that. And if they are mono black, they're going to have just as much of a hard time getting rid of our enchantment as we are theirs. I hope. Opponent passes back with nothing. Alright, so are they stuck on 3? Guess we try running out our Lore Mage. Grasp of Darkness. Alright, you got it. Alright, do we use Cling to Dust to draw a card here? I think we do. Or do we gain 3 life and get rid of their creature? I think we do that. These triggers are going to get so annoying to click on every time. When it found their 4th swamp, they're not doing anything with it. So now I'm wondering if they're a multicolored deck and they're missing their other lands? A flash in Dirge Bat. Okay. Which, I think we're just gonna flunk it right now. And get one of our helpers back. Ah, so they just wanted to build up their black pips for Gray Merchant? Okay. Okay. Alright, so do we flunk Gary? Sure. Get him out of here. Get our disciple back. Can attack. What are you going to do? You got the leader of the Oriq staring down at you, little scorpion. Alright. And then our lore mage, my namesake, of course. Even kind of looks like me with the smooth head. No? You don't think so? Another Gary. It's been a long day. Alright, let's just... Alright, so how do we punch through this? Do we exile their Gary? Probably. Get that out of here. Oh, we didn't have anything in our graveyard to get back. Boo. We could have done this guy first. Or this. I'm so bad at Magic. We'll just attack. Scorpion bites us on the way out. Alright. 25-11. 24-12. 25-11. I mean, I think it's a fun deck. Okay. Pretty sure they knew what card we had. Alright, opponent scoops it up. So, I think this one shows that Extus, with the right team, can win some games. I mean, it's not like an overwhelming victory or whatever, but, you know, I think this was better than relying on the Blood Avatar. So here's what I want you to do. Check out Into the AM using that link down below, and then make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, and for your chance to win a $25 gift card from Into the AM, all you gotta do, leave me a comment down below telling who you would recruit for the Oriq. Now, I deliberately tried to only pick cards that could have come from Arcavios, so I didn't put, I don't know, Rankle or anybody like that on the Dream Team here, but if Extus did have access to planar portal technology, who would be the perfect fit for his Oriq team as they attempted to break into Strixhaven and disrupt the whole college thing? Who would you pick? I don't know. Let me know down below. Then make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, like I already said, so that way you don't miss the great stories you'll only find here on Magic Arcanum. We'll see ya.